Good evening, YusefWateef back in the game. I wanted to share some things with you that were on my list, but it might help you right now because people have a little bit more time on their hands than they originally planned. And for people who are busy, there's never going to be enough time. For those who aren't, this might be a way to start being busy because, if you want something done, you ask the busy person. This weekend, I'm going to do a bunch of hard resets. I actually keep this on my calendar to do once every 3 months to get it done. These are things that don't matter until you haven't done them. Let me say that again. They don't matter until you haven't done them. And I want to say hey to everybody who showed up in the peanut gallery. Jeff Johnson, who works at the Department of Motor Vehicles. Amika, Owl, LK. Let me think. LK? I don't know if I know that acronym, LK. I apologize for not remembering. But hey, welcome back or welcome to. Make sure you click the subscribe button like everybody else. And this is something that I hope you get something out of. If you have any comments you want to put in the side, let me know. But these are things that have just made life easier. Okay? One of the very first things I tell people they should do, that's a pain in the ass, but you should do it anyway. Minimum once a year, optimum once every 3 months. I'll settle on once every 6 months. Buy an external hard drive. By the way, if your external hard drive is more than 5 years old, even if it's still working, buy another one. And Jeff Johnson wants to make sure and let everybody know he does not, in fact, work for the Department of Motor Vehicles. He, in fact, is living in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, saying hello to all those people. Your external hard drive. People know I love money. As a matter of fact, this channel talks about three things. We talk 1/3 about debt, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, saving money, credit, investments. And I love talking about money. And for the record, the other two things we normally talk about a lot of social issues. This channel has its roots. If you go back far enough, I've always just had big groups of people who talk together and we have these giant social discussions about things at hand. And the other third is about world travel. I've lived in over 15 countries. I'm living in Brazil right now. I say that to say this. When you buy certain things, buy them cheap. I will buy cheap socks, cheap tank tops. I will not buy a cheap hard drive. Buy a brand name hard drive that has a good rating. You can go to Amazon.com and look at what the rating is, even if you buy it someplace else. Don't buy a knockoff because these are the things that are going to back up all your information. I am a scanning maniac. I have a scan app on my phone, and I actually have a hard scanner. I have a hard scanner, which was the first business purchase that I made in Brazil. Any document I get, I scan, and I put it in an encrypted folder in my computer. And then when I do my regular backup to hard drive from my computer, which should be done, they tell you to do it every day. If you do it every Friday, I'll be happy. If you just plug your computer into your hard drive or let it go over Wi-Fi overnight. These things are important, not just your information. Where's your parents' information? Do you have a parent who's dead? Do you have a death certificate? If you have parents who are alive, do you have the information about them? Howard Cooper, always good to see you, my friend. Sid Owsley, who sends just as much good information to me behind the scenes as he does on the scenes. So I say that to say this. I want you to buy an external hard drive that's a good one. The size, whatever the size of the hard drive is on your computer, give yourself a 50% more cushion. If you got a 2 terabyte hard drive, get a 3 terabyte external hard drive. Back your computer up, then do a hard reset. Flush everything out of your computer, reinstall everything. You can manually choose what to bring back in. You're gonna find files, movies, books you've read 10 times on your laptop already. Tons of stuff you don't need. But more importantly, if anything was going wrong or if something snuck in there that you didn't know about, that's how you're going to flush it out. Do the same thing to your phone. Buy an external memory chip. If you don't, there are attachments that you can put an external, you can plug in an external hard drive to and plugs into your phone. And there you go. You can completely back up everything on your phone. Let me see if I have one. You can back up everything on your phone, then completely flush your phone, turn your phone back on. Hold on one second. I'm going to look and see if I have one handy. Let's see. Thank you for telling them. Thank you for telling them. Hold on one second. I apologize. I don't have mine handy. I'll have to find one for you guys, and I'll put it in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button. And what they're called is USB to micro USB adapter. You can plug the micro into your phone, get a USB that is an external hard drive. Your phones have a tiny bit of memory when compared to your computer, so they're not hard to find. And I'm going to show you on screen what that is. Share screen. You got to have female. See this? That's where you put the external USB that has more than enough memory to get your phone, and that plugs into your phone. They're $9.99 Brazilian real, which means, ooh, you're looking at $2 US. Those two things right there, that's gold. I'm glad that I found those things earlier. Let's see. Let me look up what else did I have here written for you. Oh, here's a big one. Reset all your passwords. All the passwords that you have everywhere on social media, go back and reset them. Most of us have had the same passwords for how long? But what happens if you decide to reset them with a formula? I'm going to show you guys two things. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the USB to female adapter link. I'm going to put that right here in the comments so that, and I hope it's not too long to actually paste into the comment section. I'm not sure. Yeah, way too long. I'll just put Google. Google that phrase. And when I talk about passwords, one of the things that's really important, change your passwords. Learn a formula. One of the most interesting things that I was taught was that most people, and I have a couple of friends in different tech industries, they said most people actually use the same password and the same formula everywhere. Bank, computer, phone. I'm going to send you a link to an article that was written many, many years ago that's still relevant. Now, is this article going to tell you what password to use? No. I'm going to give it to you shortly. I'm going to give it to you in brief right here. I don't really want to go into it because I'm giving you the tool. I'm putting this in the comment section. Here's what you do. You find a formula. What if your formula is the first three letters of whatever website you're writing a password for, the first and last letter of the hospital you were born in, and the time you were born? That's pretty random. No one's going to figure that out. But it changes with every application. So if you were using, let's say, the first three letters of any website, Lifehacker, LIF, and let's say I was using the first and last letter of the hospital where I was born, so we'll take HL for hospital. So it's LIF, HL, and then what would we use for numbers? The time you were born, 1255. You just created a passcode that is LIFHL1255. That's 9, not letters. That's 9 points of entry, 9 whatever it is. And the reason that's important is because it's totally random. You see, the first 3 letters of every website is going to change. Nobody knows what your password code is. It's going to change for every single website that you go to. So why don't we do this? Let's test my password. We're going to go to a random. I'm just going to go to whichever one comes up first. We're going to go here. Enter password. So what did I say? LIF for life hacker, HL for hospital, whatever hospital you were born in, that's the one you want to use. What time did I say I was born? Let's say 12:30 or 12:55, I think we said. And it says it will take, oh, it's an advertisement. They want you to buy something to buy your password. Yeah. And if you want to add something else to it, instead of just putting your time you were born, you put dash time you were born. Or if you really want to get clever, hold the shift key and put plus or minus time you were born. The trick is that's what's going to get you through. Let me see. Am I making sense? And don't be Jeff Johnson. Am I making sense, team? Here's another one. I want you to check all your social media logins because they're passwords, but I also want you to check all your social media information. For example, when you log into, and I'm just going to use Facebook, it's a random example, they ask you for your phone number. What if your phone number changed over the course of years and the backup phrase gets texted, and this could be for any website, to an old number? I know somebody that just happened to. So that was painful. I was trying not to laugh, and I succeeded. On Facebook, they also have another feature. You can go in and nominate 3 close friends to verify who you are. So if you're locked out, you can say, Facebook, contact, you can tell Facebook to contact your backup people, and they will individually verify the picture of you or however they do it and say, yes, that's him. Yes, that's him. Yes, that's him. Again, this isn't important until you get locked out. It might not even be your fault. You might have an internet glitch on your computer or on the Wi-Fi, wherever you are. Once that happens, you're going to say, wow, I really wish I had backed all this stuff up. Chris Jones, he understands that that laugh might have a little bit of a bitter edge to it. So check your Facebook settings. Check whether or not your friends are public. Check whether or not they have the correct email addresses for you. Did you log in with a work email address and you don't work there anymore? If they send information or a backup, or even more importantly, if they send a, hey, somebody's trying to log in on your account, you're going to find out. Reigning Woman, thank you. So here's where we are. You know what I'm going to do? At the end, I'm going to go back and show everybody's websites. I'm going to do some advertisements for my friends. Why not? Why not doing that? Let's do this. Who was here first? Let's see. Boom. We got a YouTuber that's been putting out some content about her interesting and unique life experience. And I want everybody to go ahead and let's see. I'm going to put it here. The cool thing about the internet is this, right? We can all be friends. You can say, hey, I'm going to subscribe to Watt, and I'm going to subscribe here too. I'll tell you to do the same thing you do with me when I tell people to subscribe. Subscribe for a month. If you like what you see, and if you don't, you can leave. I just put it there. And I typed her name backwards. That was weird. Let me see. Try that. There we go. All right. Who's next up to bat? Always, always, always love seeing Reigning Woman. Reigning Woman is a cool glass of water against my chaotic the forces of chaos that I represent. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to make sure I put her in here too, because I want everybody to give diversity a chance. You know, I'm cool and I'm fun. I'm not here every day and I'm not always putting out 3 or 4 hour shows for you. Look at some other people that are mostly reasonable. Let's see. I put RR because I can't spell raining woman right now. There we go. Let me roll up. Did I forget anybody? No, I don't think I forgot anybody. No, I don't think I don't think I forgot anybody. So where was I? Let me see. Oh, you know what? It's not a YouTube, but I also want everybody to check out my buddy Howard Cooper. Look at this dude. Look at him. It's a machine. I come here for inspiration sometimes, and I feel okay. That's not him in the middle there. Let's just go back up to the fundamentals. Okay, this is him. This is him. This is him exercising. Hold on. Let's see if we can get. There you go. This is the image that I want you to carry of him. That dude on Instagram. Go check him out. Going back to the list. On a more somber note, I want you to make sure you put a general power of attorney if possible. Dear Sister Ashley, who came and did a great, and I mean she did a powerful discussion on my Patreon the other day. I'll send you the link to that here. Have a power of attorney. Have a will written. I don't care how much or how little you think you have. Have a will written so that in the case of your death, either it goes where you want it to, even if all you're leaving behind is a computer, or a power of attorney. So if you're hurt, you'll be okay. So you know that somebody is going to take care of you. I want to show you guys something. Some of you have already seen this. Let's see. This is my Patreon. This is where I put a lot of the in-depth information on the technical aspects of some of the really important things that I talk about. There are 3 levels, and I'm not going to make you sit here and read through those now. Just go to patreon.com/YusefWateef, and I'll put that in the link. But I want you to go back through your Brazilian CPF. That's for people interested in Brazil. You definitely want that. Disaster business loan. Check that out. Disaster business loan. Ashley sat down, and we went through how to go through the application for the coronavirus stimulus package right here. So if you do nothing else, check that out. That's something you definitely want. I'm going to put that in the. I'm going to put that here in the contents as well, in the comments section as well for people who are interested in that. Let's see, where'd it go? There we go. Boom. Definitely check that out. And I appreciate everyone that's been slowly but steadily coming into my Patreon as well. I've been putting out a lot of really good stuff there that people have found very useful on a technical level of world travel or money things coming from my experiences. And I really appreciate that everybody's done that. And I say that to say this, one of the things she talked about is the importance of having a will, importance of having an estate beneficiary list. Who knows who you are now might not be who you are next year. You might have something that some people you love are willing to stab each other in the face for. Don't let that happen to your family or your friends. Here's another big one. Reevaluate your emergency contacts. Wherever you are right now, wherever you work, or wherever you play, if you go to the gym, gyms have emergency contact information as well. You need to go back and look at them. The person that was your emergency contact before might have moved out of town. It might have been your best friend since forever, but last month they moved. Now, if you're in the gym, you fall and hit your head, or you pass out on a monster deadlift, they need to call somebody. you get sick on the job and you're projectile pooping, and they need to call somebody to hold them accountable because not even the maintenance team is going to clean it up. They need somebody to call. Have that information and update it. It's one of those things that you'll always say, I can do it tomorrow. But if you wait for another tomorrow, well, nobody gets lucky forever. Something's going to happen. One day you're going to die. You know, I read a survey when I was a financial professional, and it said that 100% of people at some point will die. Now, having been armed with that information, we don't know if it's tomorrow, or I hope for everybody here a long time from now. Make sure you have that information. I know I goof around a lot. Those things are important. Have conversation with these people and say, hey, listen, I want to list you as my emergency contact. Is that okay? That's a serious conversation. I would say that conversation is at least as serious as, will you be the godfather of a child? You know, somebody says to you, hey, I want you to be the godparent of one of my children. That's a heavy thing. And when you look at them and say, hey, will you be my emergency contact? That's equally weighty. Those are things that are critically important. I wanted to give you guys a few of the things that I have put together, that I'm putting together, and leave more in the comments, please. Leave more in the comments. You know, I mean, I've gone all the way through to changing the batteries in your fire alarms. That's a word I haven't used in a very long time. Into the smoke detectors. Changing batteries in your smoke detectors, doing that every 6 months. Is it too early? Probably. But what if it's not? What if it's just one of those small things that you can do that just makes it easier? Not just on you, but on the people around you when things change. Let that hang there for a minute. It's not something to be overlooked. I say that to say this. I love you all. Thank you all so much for giving me a little bit of time out of your day. As always, I leave with telling people I'm not a YouTuber. I just look like it. I am an editor, copywriter, proofreader. I do everything from editing books and journals and websites. I do a lot of ghostwriting on. I've done quite a bit of resume writing now. That's another really big one I've been into. I've written a lot of resumes for people. And if you want to know who I am professionally, here's what I want you to do. Catch me on LinkedIn. My name is YusefWateef. I'm the same person everywhere. Don't look at my resume first. I want you to scroll all the way down past my resume, lots of cool stuff, lots of education. I want you to go all the way down to the recommendations. You see, this is where other business professionals tell you who I am and that I am as good as advertised and that I'm worth every penny. This is where people who know who I am professionally will testify for me and on my behalf. All right. I hope you all have a great day, night, wherever you are. Make sure you click the subscribe button, the bell, and the thumbs up. But most importantly, share this somewhere. Share it on your Twitter, share it on your Facebook. These things matter because that's how we've grown and been able to meet so many awesome people.